Legend of Zelda, poo in your pants. What? Legend of Zelda, poo in your pants? I see nothing wrong here. Nothing at all. Oh, it's so strong already. Oh, wow, man. That was strong, wasn't it? Oh. My, I look like a bloated cow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sup America, the smooth hour. Oh, yes. Where we talk about the news of the day, the Epstein files, who's involved, and when we're going to overthrow this group of grabastic child molesters. What's up, Marine? Is everybody ready to overthrow the world government ran by elite child molesters? Anybody ready? Certainly you've all seen the video, or the image, I'm sorry, of the human child foot on the cutting board. Certainly you've seen the images. What's up, America? Certainly you've seen the images of the child foot on the cutting board, correct? Now, I stayed up probably a little longer than I should have yesterday since I got a chance to go to bed early, but I wanted to wade through some of the Epstein files, and boy, oh boy, was that eye-opening. Holy fucking shit. So at this point, I try, to put the news out there on TikTok or whatever it is, regardless of how many times they take me down. I don't care. But in this particular case, I don't really know. What's up, Woodsman? What's up, my friend? I don't really know where to go at this point. The elephant in the room is here, and the media is filming that way. So we have an elite group of leadership throughout the world, including the royal families and other elite leaders that are raping and molesting, killing. What's up, Nana? How you doing? And none of these fuckfaces are going to go to jail. None of them. Not one. What's up, Birdie? So this is the worst part I want everybody to understand is we'll go through the motions. What's up, Tracy? We're going to go through the motions of living here in the United States. Little by little, going to work every day, paying your taxes, sending your kids off to school, etc., etc. But what you're still going to have is the same child molesters, child killers, rapists, etc., running your government, organizations, places and people of interest that are necessary for this world to continue. So I'm not exactly sure where to go from here. Now, most people would say that about Bad Bunny got very bad comments. That sounds about right. So most people out there would say, hey, the Epstein files dropped. Here's a bunch of images of famous people and celebrities doing ring around the rosy with children and having 5-year-olds sit on your lap and diddle them. Most people would say, well, we'll arrest them or we'll shoot them or something like that. Get the gallows and do some of that work. But we're not getting any of that. And yes, Trump's name was mentioned quite a bit. Now, here's the unfortunate thing. Anybody out there that was MAGA, anybody out there that was right of center, basically said, well, Donald Trump will give him another whirl. Maybe this will work out. So everybody's up in arms about what's up, Burger King? Everybody is up in arms about the Epstein files at the height, the peak of people being pissed off at the Epstein files, which they should be, bunch of child molesters. We're now having Donald Trump say, Let's just move on. Let's ignore that. He literally said that. I was in absolute shock when 3 million files, more to be dumped, by the way, came out implicating basically everything you already knew. And then Donald Trump saying, let's just look the other way. Let's just pretend it doesn't exist. So how do I put this? I want to go to work tomorrow. I want to pay my taxes. I don't really, but you know what I'm saying. How can we collectively go on as a nation when we are still employing the same child killers and fuckers in government position? Did you hear about Clarence Thomas? They say he might have fucked a kid. What is this? I mean, we're really getting into, it doesn't matter Democrat or Republican, we're really getting into some alternate realities here that I haven't seen since Q came from Star Trek. Fucking with Captain Picard so he'd learn a lesson. Now, J.D. Vance, on the other hand, seems to be on our side of wanting to prosecute child molesters. So that's fun. Unfortunately, the guy I voted for twice, I don't think I can say the same about this. Because Donald Trump wants us to look the other way about child molesting elites. I don't want to look the other way when it comes to child molesting elites. I don't want to look the other way. I want to use a 30-06 and really get some headway here when it comes to some of these people. Even Silvio Berlusconi, from Redwoods, yes. Even though Silvio Berlusconi, when he was asked to come to Epstein's Island, he said, no, sorry, Jeff, I don't have to kidnap my women. He said, my food is so good and my wine is so great, my women actually come back. And he was a Lothario. Hell yeah, ADJ. So, you know, over the years, I've been a Donald Trump supporter. But I'm never privy to one man. What's up, Iran? Hell yes, we do. Fuck the Iranian Ayatollah Assahola. Fuck Ayatollah Khomeini. Let's blow up the IRGC. Fuck yeah, daddy. I've been calling for that and I'll continue. What's up, Virginia? I just don't think I can get behind Donald Trump's last statement, which was look the other way. Now, before I get into the child molesting with Jeffrey Epstein, I want to talk about Iran. And here's my issue. Earlier today, the Iranian government sent a drone out to the USS Abraham Lincoln. It was blown up by an aircraft carrier. He is not Crow. An aircraft carrier fighter jet. The Iranian people have been killed mercilessly. I hope so. 50 to 60,000 Iranian people have been killed. 500,000 injured by the IRGC shooting indiscriminately. I saw an IRGC member murder a woman with an axe in the streets. So, I will not. We understand that the Iranian government is a piece of shit. We understand that the Iranian government is worse than killed more people than what was killed in Gaza. We know that the Iranian government, as soon as a deal is made that will back off, and the government of Iran will just murder people in hospitals and will just end up murdering people that they have as prisoner. We know what they're going to do. They're going to sit there and have the prisoners in a dungeon-like prison like Bashir al-Assad did in Syria. Then, after the United States gets some kind of deal that placates their government, they'll just go in and murder 14,000 more people. Oh, don't tell me people. I was just talking shit, asshole. Huh? Wasn't I just talking shit about Trump saying that and this cocksucker? Fucking bitch made. Anyway, the United States government is trying to help. Yeah, we don't want a deal. I don't want a nuclear deal. I want to see Ayatollah Khomeini on a stick from asshole to mouth, like Vlad the Impaler. So once you people in Iran finally do ever take him out, make sure you Vlad the Impaler this guy. Asshole to mouth. I know how the IRGC does it. They have trolls. They have systems that come after people. You have to understand, my entire life, the Iranian government's been murdering and raping women. That's what they do. That's what they do. I feel, and here's my issue with this whole thing. Donald Trump's people are meeting Iran and Turkey to discuss a new nuclear deal while we threaten them with our military, which is fine. However, we also have some information about Turkey in the Epstein files as well, which states that after the earthquake in Turkey, some of the orphan children were sold to Jeffrey Epstein, according to the files. We'll get into those later. So Erdogan of Turkey is a pile of shit also. I'm going to say also a legalized sex trafficker. So it's all kind of showing out here. So will the resolve to protect the elite outweigh the Iranian government murdering 150,000 innocent people? I'm going to say yes. If Donald Trump makes a deal with Iran and doesn't blow up their government, I'm basically out of this shit. I don't give a fuck. This isn't, I voted for certain things. Oh, we're definitely better off knowing the files. That's a list of people to string up. We need that. The American people need, go cry about it. Hey, suck my dick. How's that sound? I voted for Trump twice, you fucking dumb fuck. But then when Trump comes out and says, look the other way, when it comes to the Epstein files, then when he comes out and says, well, I don't know, we're going to meet the Iranians instead of blowing up their government. Quit sucking a man's dick. Thank you, Bertie. Thank you, Bertie. I don't care if I voted for Trump twice. If he fucks up, quit sucking his dick. All right? I don't understand why some of you assholes on the left and right are fucking retarded. I mean, do I have to fucking spell it out for you? Just because they're Trump doesn't mean they can't be a criminal. Just because they're Biden doesn't mean. Quit being fucking retarded. I'm not... Dude, my wife is the moderator that's going to block you, you stupid cocksucker. Well, because I can criticize my president? See, this is why the left hates you. But this is why the right hates the left also. But the right is only like this because you shot Charlie Kirk. You see, just before I get into the news, the right wing of America didn't used to act like dumb fucks like liberals. You used to play by the rules of sorts while the liberals were unhinged dumb fucks. Just one of those things. They were mentally ill and you weren't. Now what are we seeing? That's right, Nana. Now we're seeing right-wing people with mental illness like liberals. This is why I hate all you fuckers, except some of you, and you know who you are. This is why I tell you, have fun with your Civil War. I can't wait till you shoot each other. Cannot wait. But that's just the Epstein elite shit. You have to understand this. So, the duality of man is what it is. Donald Trump needs to attack Iran. Donald Trump needs to arrest pedophiles. If he has to resign, he has to. Whatever it is. But if Donald Trump backs off of Iran's attack, and if Donald Trump lets this go, I don't think I can follow that anymore. Does that mean I'm going to become a socialist all of a sudden? No, quit being retarded. Why would you think that? Why would you think that because I don't support or possibly don't support one man because he wouldn't prosecute chomos, does it mean all of a sudden I'm a communist? That's mentally ill thinking. You sound like a liberal. Remember that. So please have a brain out there. Now, I'm not going to read Trump's portions of the Epstein files after I go through the news because the liberals have been tampering with it. So the realities of it are a lot different. Yeah, I never go back to being a liberal. Yeah, I don't want to bow down to Israel either. This is America. And I'll show you some videos on my TikTok page. Eventually, I'll put them up here because I'm slowly getting the content up here. Dude, I just talked shit. Are you fucked up or something? I mean, do you have shit for brains? LTD? Are you fucked up? Is something wrong with you? Anyway. Here you go. Bottom line is, we have a lot of problems here in the United States that we need fixed. I don't necessarily want all of our money going to Israel. By the way, did you know that states are also giving... What's up, Meep? Did you know that states also give money to Israel, not just the federal government? Did you guys know that? So the federal government gives lots of money to Israel, and our states do. But anyway, this is about the news. And I always do my allegory, and let's start with the news, and then I'll get on. Since we do have someone here from Iran, just make sure you guys don't go out in mass if you're in Iran, don't go out in mass against these fuckfaces unless you have weapons first. All right? They are going to, you have to understand, mercy is not them. OnlyFans is the largest American AIPAC funder. Yes. Yes. There you go, honey. And also Pornhub. That's another one. They have a big ties into it. So if you're in Iran and you're going against the government, first of all, they use protest tactics like the United States does. It's called kettling. So look up the term kettling and don't fall for it. Second of all, you have to lure them, not the other way. Third, don't fucking protest unless you have weapons to fire back. These people will kill you just for being there. They're like North Korea. Well, that's what I'm saying. If for some reason the elite fuck us over and they won't help Iran, might have been right. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What is that? Hey. Anyway, but yes. So if but first of all, for Iranian people, if Trump betrays you, first of all, we didn't. Second of all, still rise up, but use weapons. Don't just go and expect them. They'll kill everybody. Ayatollah Khomeini rapes women so that he thinks that they'll go to hell. Ayatollah Khomeini will murder as many people as possible, and he'll rule over the bodies of the dead. That's what these fuckfaces are. It's not just that the fact that they're the Islamic regime. It's not just the fact that they're the IRGC. It's not just the fact that it's the Khomeini government. It's the fact that they're also backed by communists. Remember that. When the Iranian government took power from the Shah, how did they get in? It wasn't just an organic Islamic movement that just took the fervor of a bunch of dumb fucks to ruin society. They had help from internal communist forces that Khomeini had killed when it was all over. We call those people useful idiots. Kind of like here in the United States, you have the LGBTQ for Palestine. Well, those people are, they don't know what they're doing. So the forces of evil use those stupid motherfuckers to get their way. They use them as goon squads. Then once they take control of the government and they take control of the states and cities, thank you, Bertie, then they kill those people. The Russians did it with the Cossacks in World War II as well. They were immediately shot after they were repatriated into the Soviet Union. You see, and that's what these people do. So when you have an organic movement in Iran like you're having now, those people are valuable. The Khomeini regime has already killed the useful idiots. That's what I'm talking about, David. But letting me see down by the, what is that? I like Trump, but letting me down by this. I only say it's because of the Epstein shit. Either way. Hey, what's up, America? How you doing, Trent? By the way, so if Trump helps Iran, I will literally overlook quite a bit of shit. That's my charge. If Donald Trump attacks Iran, takes out the government of Iran, Ayatollah is either killed or in hiding, Saddam Hussein situation, maybe a Gaddafi situation, then I don't care so much. But I still want to see the people prosecuted that were child molesters for the Epstein files, and you should too. It's only right, lads? It's right. Anyway, so we'll get into Iranian news coming up here. I like to look up the individual cities because every great once in a while, some people will get some information that comes out. Even though the internet's blacked out, every great once in a while it hits a hiccup and you can get some content out there. Now, I won't show... Did you watch Starfleet Academy? No, but I watched all the way up to Deep Space Nine. So J.D. Vance is now raging about the Epstein files. It looks like J.D. Vance is already... Yeah, we can't do much about the Epstein files. The only thing that we can do is wait for the DOJ to move. Oh, Europe? Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the way, Keir Starmer, this is recreational. This is got some concentrate in it. By the way, Keir Starmer, thank you, Nana, also in the Epstein files, as well as, what's his name, Tony Blair. We'll get into that coming up here. But I want to hear what J.D. Vance had to say. Thank you, Nana. Hell nah to the nah, nah, nah. Hell to the nah. Hell nah. Well, I am Unk now. I am 43. So real quick, I want to give you a quick little rundown. This is a 1 minute and 21 second blurb. I don't know if we can hear it, but I want to hear what J.D. Vance had to say. I do know that Bill and Hillary Clinton will now be testifying about the Epstein files. Thank you, my friend.
Testify on Capitol Hill. I thought Keir Starmer said something about this, right? That he should go and testify. I mean, look, I'd be absolutely open to it. I think we let congressional Republicans determine whether he adds anything. I know that they're doing a very exhaustive investigation because the thing that people always, I think, forget or sometimes forget about the Epstein investigation is there was a Department of Justice investigation.
Okay. No, it's all right. What's up, Chaz? So, I just want to know your opinion about the Epstein files. I mean, don't you want to see these fuckers in jail? Don't you want to see someone get shot? I mean, is it too much to ask? Is that weird to say? That maybe a guy that there's a lot of deep ties here. I don't want to sound like Candace Owens, but we have Mossad ties. I never thought I'd say that. But that's actually real this time. Yeah, nobody's going to jail. It's a bunch of elite child fuckers that are in charge of our government. Really weird situation. And then you want me to go out there and work and pay taxes and all this shit. Keep grinding. Hell yeah, I love Zelda. Keep grinding, baby. Really? So that these people that fuck kids can get more of my money? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? But if we don't work, we'll die. So, people aren't mad about this enough. I know. And first of all, they fuck over the poor, they fuck over the natives, all that shit. Then they traffic children that are orphans, so it's bad enough that they have the trauma of their parents dying or whatever happened to that. And then they're in a situation where if the kids leave, if they try to escape, they'll murder them. So they have to fake interest in enjoying themselves in front of a bunch of 65-year-old crusty old-ass boomer pedophiles. So imagine that. Imagine you and your sister are 7 and 9 years old, because this is a real story. Your family dies in an earthquake. So you're alive, you get trafficked to Epstein, and then you have to protect your younger sister by feigning interest to be interested in a 60-year-old man that's similar to fucking your grandfather. Did you know they choked two girls out during rough sex and buried them? Did you know that? We'll get into those files too. Wonder if they'll shoot me like they did with a couple other people after this. And we said, well, it's too late. Let's just look the other way. No, it's not too late. It's not too late at all in any way, shape, or form. There's no way it's too late. We're just getting started. I think today is the first day. I think today is the first day of another generation. Now, I never thought I'd ever want to look at some Hunger Games style shit because I'm not really a liberal. But fuck these retards. I don't know what else to say. It's really getting bad here. And I've got some news to get into. But every time I look at it, I'm like, hey, there's another dead kid. Strangled model. Murdered human foot on a cutting board. Prince Andrew over the top of a 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's 3.5 million files. We're what, 400,000 deep in this came out? We've got this batch of motherfuck. Then we got another batch coming. On top of the shit they haven't redacted. Then you have the audio of Podesta. Tommy Podesta. He sounds like he's fucking shitting a demon out while a kid's screaming for their life in the background. And that guy's walking around, probably getting a burger. Not a burger. He's too, something. Soylent Green, whatever the fuck this dumb fuck's getting. And he's not dead. I mean, and there has to be law and order to protect this. Protect what? Law and order? Protecting a bunch of fucking child raping killers? What can I still call you, Unc, if I'm older?
He said, wait, can I still call you Unc if I'm
Oh, hell yeah, man. You can do that forever. Hell, to be fair, I didn't even realize I was in Unc territory yet. So maybe I need to polish off. See, I still got all my hair color. Maybe it's one of those things where I get a little silver foxy and my wife wants to fuck me more. What do you think? One of those things where you're like, ooh, you're like a bronze polished god. Yikes. Something like that? No? Okay. Anywho, so the issue here really it's not even about the child molesting. It's not even about what these fucking elite fucking pieces of shit do. What it is look how long this has been going. All right, so it's not like these pedophiles in the government or in the companies or whatever, clergy, whatever it is. It's not like it's a one-time thing for most of these fuck faces. It's not like, oh, well, you caught me the one time. No, it's a systematic 30 to 40 year child trafficking, using, murdering for pay scheme. So this is generational. Some say it goes back hundreds or even thousands of years, depending on if you link it to the Medicis or whichever group of royals. And I know horror stories like the woman in Romania that used to steal young girls in a Romanian village, kill them, and she would bathe in her blood because they thought it was what do they call that? It would be a fountain of youth style situation. That's a historical fact. We know those, and they ended up arresting her or whatever after most of the young girls went missing from the village. This is not a new thing. The cult of Saturn, the worship of Baal, the worship of the Canaanite gods. We could say Moloch, but it's not. It's, so is it Ronchtar? Thank you, BG, or the Star of Satan, which is not, of course, the Star of David. It's the 8-pointed star that goes back to the cult of Saturn, the black cube, the hexagonal portal to hell. That, I mean, the deity worship of Saturn is the pit of hell, is what it is. I mean, so when you see the hexagonal spin of Saturn, that's the vortex where the evil go to die and rot, and they're obliterated, in my opinion. And that's where the portal to, or the gateway to obliteration is. And so these fuckfaces worship that, much to our chagrin, of course, but it doesn't do anything. It's all made up in their mind. Like Satan has absolutely no respect or empathy for these people whatsoever. These people that are doing this shit in the name of Satan to give him what perceived power is, are going to be tortured more than the average person in hell. There is no power that Satan can gain from killing children or human sacrifice or what it is. Because that power is already there. Useful idiots, exactly. It just perpetuates the notion that Satan has power. And of course, in this realm, he does. But at the same time, Satan's not going to get more powerful from you doing a stupid ritual. Just like if I go to church, it doesn't make God more powerful. If I go to church, that's for me. That's not, oh, I prayed to you. That makes you a higher deity. No, you're just there barely alive. So you sacrificing kids to some satanic deity doesn't give power or bring forth anything. You're just a dumb fucking asswipe that's doing a bunch of weird fucking moves that you're going to be punished even more than the regular fuckface for your fucking shit you've done. But I digress. I can't judge either. Nevertheless, these are the top stories of the news. And it's trumping everything else, so to speak. Or not, your choice, yeah. As the Navy is ramping up, thank you, Nana, with war in Iran. I don't know if anybody's noticed this. Not much is getting better. Not much is getting better. How much did you say the house for rent next to us was?
$2,592.
$2,595 a month. $2,595. We are paying under $1,900 a month. Thank you, Nana. Which seems like a lot. That seems insane to me. When I was 9 years ago, it was $800 a month. And now we're doing $1,800, and this is cheap where I'm at. This is cheap. Then the fuckface next to me is paying $2,500 a month, almost $26,000. What are we doing here? And I know why all this is happening. I know the BlackRock and the Vanguard connection, the Citadel, the fucking private equity bullshit that buys up all the houses. I know all this shit. I don't have to reiterate what we already know. The problem is nothing is being done to fix this. Trump, our light bills, my electric bill's more than double. More than fucking double right now. I don't know how we're going to do this. Oh, I like New York City. Who doesn't love New York? It might be a fucking weird town, but man, it's got soul. The problem is that it is February 3rd, my dudes and ladies. And it's been a year. We've had 4 years of Biden, so that's 5 years total of shit. And shit's not getting better. And so for the first year or so, thank you, Bernie. Hell yeah, I've never seen, hell yeah, at least I don't think I've seen that. I like that. So I don't know how long we're going to have to wait because I keep hearing constantly, well, just trust the process. Just wait. Well, see, here's my problem. Here's my issue with just sit and wait. I've been waiting for 5 fucking years for not Donald Trump, for anything to get better. Actually, I've been waiting for almost 8 years. It was 2019 and 20 when our finances went to nothing almost. So before COVID, everybody's life went to shit, or was fine, basically. Before COVID, everything went, I'm not squandering my time, I'm talking to you. You're squandering yours too, Jackson. Fuckface. So I'm trying to get at a solution here. That's why I'm doing these live streams. Because if Fuckface wouldn't have talked shit, he'd be involved here. I'm going to ask you for solutions because we need help here. So, 2020, COVID happens. Everybody's forcibly fucked. Whether you like it or not, you lost money, basically. Unless you were some private cap or private venture capital firm, or unless you were some fucking private equity firm, you lost almost everything. Exactly. Damn right, Marine. Action is the way to do it. You damn right, Marine. Semper Fi, do or die, devil dog, hoorah. That's fucking right. I don't like a wait and see attitude. I like a let's unfuck it now attitude. I got Marines in the family, so it's time to unfuck what we're trying. Yeah, like right now. Now, the issue with all this is since 2020, so it's been 6 full years. 6 full fucking years of waiting, trying to fix all of our lives, trying to make sure the money comes back. You're going to make money. Some of you are making more than you did during COVID or before. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, Nana. Some of you are making double the money. Fuck or fight. Damn right. Oh, thank you, BG. Yeah. Oh, I love it. So some of you are making double the money that you were making before COVID, and you're living less lives. You're working harder and you're making more money and you're not gaining. It's harder for you. You were making $61,000 in 2019 a year. It's 2026 and you're sitting there making 120 large and you are struggling to pay your bills in some areas. Hell yeah. And so when are we going to get this shit show unfucked? That's what I'm asking here. And now Trump says, well, we're doing this, that, or the other. And the supporters say, well, just wait and see. Well, let me tell you something. I've been waiting and seeing. I knew under Biden nothing would get better. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, my friend. I knew under Biden nothing would get better. It was evident from the first week that under Biden nothing would get better. I even listened to that retard speech and I was like, well, maybe he's going to unify. He talks big. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. He's basically an invalid. So he's basically an invalid. So as soon as the hairy legs, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you're a fucking winner, aren't you? You have something majorly wrong with you. Yes, there's something big wrong with you. You're sitting there hunched over like you just shit your pants, walking around like a toddler with a load in your pants. Yeah, there's something wrong with you, buddy. You don't need to be president. So we lived through 4 years of that. Gas where I live was $5.25 a gallon. $5.25 a gallon. That's what my gas prices were. Up from $2.27. Then gas prices fell at the end of Biden to $3 a gallon. Well, it's been a year for Trump. Well, my gas prices, guess how much I'm paying? Gas is $2.99 a gallon. It is approximately 4 cents less. 4 cents less than when Biden was in charge. So what have we done here? Because prices for food are, we buy what? A can of Coke and an iced tea, and it's $468. And nobody's moving on it. Well, that's just capitalism. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. No, it's not. That's the way a dumb fuck leads. That's just the way it is. Like I've told you, if prices every year, year over year, are more expensive, then your government or your economic system is in a failure. And you need to do something about that. But the Federal Reserves, thank you, Scary. The Federal Reserve exists. It's got built-in inflation. You're paying $1.2 trillion in interest to that horse shit. By the way, yes, that's true. By the way, on top of what you're paying there with the Federal Reserve and interest payments, they just passed to keep the government open till September, didn't you say? 1.2 trillion, that's the same interest we're paying at the Federal Reserve. I think it was last year. And how long do they have for Homeland Security? A week? Within the next week, they didn't fund Homeland Security. Thank you, Zeno. Call me Sup America or Alejandro. And so I look at this shit and I say, okay, how do I put this? What's up, America? How you doing, Ruthie? How do I put this? What's the theme here exactly? When Donald Trump's first term was in, you had the whole MAGA, Make America Great. We're going to turn it back away from the dumbasses, the racist liberals that hate white people, blah, blah, blah. The race wars with Obama and all that. We're going to stop all that shit, right? To, I don't really know what we're doing here. Does anybody know what we're doing here? Can anybody tell me what we're doing here? Generally, there's a theme for every single presidency. There's lowering costs. There's ending the war on terror. There's a chicken in every pot. There's ending the war, stopping blah, blah, whatever the fuck it is. Everybody's got something. What are we doing here? Because none of the enemies are going to jail. None of the criminals are going to jail. Americans are being randomly shot, even though they are getting rid of some illegals at a snail's pace, I might add. It just seems like we don't have a spirit anymore. Like, is anybody else? Oh, what's up? What's up, Jason? How you doing? I'm not in New York, though. Yeah, we're bringing kids to protest. I saw that, too. In my city, a high school that my daughter went to, about, 80 kids or whatever, did a walkout for ICE. They were walking up the middle of the road screaming, fuck you at traffic. It wasn't a nice one. There were cops that were there. I was filming them. I've got videos of it on my TikTok page, Sup America 2. And the kids are sitting there, some of them, and the cops there, fuck you! Like I said, I'm like, you've learned to scream at authority figures from your parents. I don't like authority figures either, but at the same time, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? It's because we're bored. There's nothing to do here. We're bored. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do. And this is an unfortunate situation that's happened in America. And I told you about this. And I've said it many times. if you go throughout America, particularly in the middle parts of it, but now the cities as well, and I tell my wife every day this country is a copy and paste. So if you go to anywhere in America, and the area that has a mall and the Applebee's and the Texas Roadhouse and all the little periphery stores, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the Panda Chicken, Panda Express, Chick-fil-A's, all this shit, Targets, Walmarts, all that corporate fuck bag that you all drive to buy your shit at. You just take your thing and you copy a fucking 4 square mile block of that, and you just paste it everywhere in America, and that's your life. And you paste it by every highway exit that you can. And so everywhere you go in America, you can expect the same thing. I don't want that. That shit sucks. That's my fucking hell. Going everywhere in the world and the same shit is everywhere. I would rather eat fucking bags of shit than experience that. I would rather drink busted glass milkshakes than do that. If I ever go to Japan, and I've talked about it, I don't want to go to a Walmart in Japan. I don't want to go to a McDonald's. I want to experience Japan. I'm not going to Japan for fucking Walmart. But this is what the elites and globalists are doing, is they're so greedy, they don't even want to just sell you products to make them rich. They want to steal your culture, make everything a global society, then sell your culture back to you at a novelty for a nominal fee. See how that works? So, oh, well, we'll just Americanize, if you want to call it that. I call it westernized, whatever. Libs of TikTok was sharing it. What was?
Some indie school went viral.
Yeah, that's probably, or it's one on the north side, yeah.
Fishers had, Kara told me that Fishers had a lot of students walk out.
Really?
Like 100.
Oh my God, fucking elite fuck bags. So I just have to tell you, and the EU already tried to do it. You go to Italy, and they don't want it to be Italian. They want shawarma stands on every corner. And then if you get lucky, you can buy, hell yeah, exactly weird. And if you're lucky, you can buy your own culture back from you as a novelty. Kind of Disney-fy the world. Kind of make everything an Epcot center for the entire world, right? And so that's what the elites are trying to do. But in order to do that, they have to break the culture down. I don't know if a lot of you people, I don't know how old some of you are, but a long time ago, if you went to different states, you could find totally independent corporate stores that didn't exist in your state. So you could drive to Ohio or Tennessee, and there would be stores that weren't in any other state but Tennessee. So if you went from Indiana to Alabama, it was like a whole other nation. So you have these people out here, these boomers and shit, they're like, well, they go to Florida. Well, I don't know why. It's just like the same place anywhere else. But it didn't used to be that way. Thank you, April. That's why those boomers do that shit. That's why they go. You're like, well, I was here. It's the same shit. Anywhere in America looks the same. Back in the 1960s or 70s, it wasn't like that. Unless you go to tourist traps, which we go to tourist traps. We go to Gatlinburg a couple times a year. Well, we used to, you know what I'm saying? Circle K in Mississippi, and Florida, and Alabama, and Georgia. It was only down there. Now it's everywhere. You got it in Japan. And although it's a different style. Yeah, now it's it's watered down moonshine, and they're getting a nightlife. And you see drunk fuck faces and drunk bitches walking around all the time now. You go to the national parks, every single thing is Arabic. I don't know if you've noticed, I've been to Niagara Falls in the last minute. in Canada, and there are, like, me and my wife went to Canada. When did we first go? It was like the first year we were together.
Probably.
So probably the first, what's up, America? So probably the first year we were together, we went to Canada. We went to Niagara Falls. That was back in like 2008 or 9. Was it like 9? Whatever.
Well, actually, we went to British Columbia.
Well, then we went to British Columbia. So we've been,
Then we went to Seattle.
yeah. So we went to Seattle first, and then we went to Niagara Falls like a year later. And we went up there many times, right? So you used to be able to get like breakfast food up there. You used to have Canadian bacon. Tim Hortons had white people that worked there. It's a weird time. Last time I went to Niagara Falls, every breakfast place was now a shawarma place or Arabic food. There is no culture left. You go down by the water.
Culture.
Oh, there's culture. Yeah, oh, there's culture, all right. Just not Canada. It's whatever else it is. And I don't mind. This is the difference. I don't mind people from like India and Pakistan, any of that shit, except I hate their religions. Other than that, though, I don't mind it. Like I said, I'm kind of Christopher Hitchens when it comes to Islam. What I have a problem with is the replacement of the culture. Saying, I'm going to remove your shit, not live alongside it. I'm going to remove you and only have me. And that's the problem. And nobody seems to care about that. Well, if we say anything, it's racist. It's not racist to want breakfast places instead of Arabic coffee places. I don't like Arabic coffee. I have to be in the mood for shawarma. I like kebabs, but not with every meal. I want to smoke weed. I might want some liquor from time to time. I don't want you to take these things. Thank you, Weird. I don't want you to take these things away from me because you don't enjoy them. See, in your country, you may have a law that makes liquor illegal, for instance. We don't have that here. So if I stand on a public sidewalk in front of your mosque and I get shit-faced, that's my prerogative and only to be arrested for public intox. All right? That's not for you to govern the street with me doing what the fuck I want to do. That's the difference here, right? That's the difference between my culture and your culture. Is my culture says, well, if we're in Las Vegas, we're going to have legalized prostitution. Well, that's haram. So the fuck what? Suck my dick. They voted for prostitution to be legal in Nevada. I don't like it. I think it's fucking sickening, but they said you could do that. So, well, it's haram. Shove that up your ass. I don't give a fuck if you think it's haram. There's a lot of things in Christianity that are considered blasphemy. Yet you can still go pick up fucking dudes on fucking Tinder or whatever the fuck it is, right? Hell yeah, thank you, April. And thank you, everyone. And so I don't understand where this comes from. It's like, your culture needs to be subservient to mine because my religion states that. Well, then fuck you and your stupid ass religion. I personally don't want to be subject to a 7th century schizophrenic's whims in a book that was only half written and the guy left because he said it was so stupid he couldn't keep writing it. And it had to be scribed by another. I personally don't like another worship of Saturn, which is the Kaaba. I don't believe in touching a stone to absolve me from my sins. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to walk around a black box and then touch a meteorite thinking I'm absolved. That's not like, so you're telling me, oh, I can go rape and kill a bunch of people, but as long as I go to Mecca and I do my pilgrimage and touch this stone, somehow, then I'll be absolved of my sins. That's fucking retarded. That's as bad as a winged horse cutting the moon in half. You look up and the moon's still there, clearly not cut in half, right? So why would you believe that dumbass horse shit? But here's 1 billion and a third people that do that. 1 billion and a third people say, oh, that's correct. So, okay, so there's nothing that says the moon was magically restored. So the moon's clearly not cut in half. I can look at it and say that. And I'm not a flat earther, so I'm not stupid. So I can look at that and say, yep, there's the moon. It wasn't cut in half. Well, the prophet cut it in half, but he didn't. Well, it says in the Quran, Muhammad cut it in half, but he didn't. He didn't cut it in half. I'm looking at it not cut in half. So you're not believing what your own eyes tell you. That's like walking in on your wife fucking another guy, and she must have just tripped out of the shower with her pants down, and he was just so happening to walk in with a boner when his pants were evaporated by an errant alien ray.
Wasn't there something like that on the TV show?
Yeah, there was. I can't remember what
Was
it
it Family Guy or was it
was.
South Park or what was it?
I don't.
Something
It was some.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what it was though.
I don't know. Maybe it was a movie.
Nevertheless, when I look at this shit, I say, okay.
Oh no, it was Cartman describing why he was giving Butters head.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He did this
And I did this, and a pill in my mouth, and yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's what it was.
Oh my God, that's funny. And so, like, hey, what's up, Pakistan? We were just talking about Pakistan. And so, it's not that I just think in many cases that ancient belief systems. Damn, honey, what the fuck?
That's where I hit the children's bags yesterday. Remember, I said it smacked my leg.
Better be that.
Oh,
Anyway, so so when I look at it, I'm just like, I just don't want certain things spreading around the world. Certain religions. I think that they're bad for everybody. And I think you believe that a lot too. Anyway, let me get back into the news. Do you know Pakistan? Islamabad, Lahore, or what was the other one? Karachi. I know Nehru and I can't remember your first president's name. They split. There was a civil war in the migration of people between India and Pakistan. Later, Bangladesh was created, which that fucking place is a shame. I know that your government's kind of fucked up as far as the one guy, Khan, that was in charge, and then this new guy. I know you're still fighting over Karachi. Or not Karachi, you're still fighting over Kashmir. And, yeah. And you and India don't get along. And I've seen the gate ceremony when you close the borders and you do that angry fucking stomping and shit. Yeah. So, just don't go nuking everybody. Everybody's got that'll kill everybody in the world. Anyway, so let's continue. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton will be testifying. That's funny. Bill and Hillary Clinton will be testifying about the Epstein files. I'm too young. Epstein had multiple secret children, including a baby with a teen girl, as victim diaries reveal human incubator claims. Yeah, I still type, Ruthie. I do too. Jeffrey Epstein may have had multiple secret children, including one with a teenage girl who claims she felt like a human incubator. Bombshell files related to the pedophile's financier included several references to Epstein being a dad, with one teenager claiming her baby was ripped away from her just minutes after birth. But in a separate diary entry from an unnamed source, one of Epstein's victims claims to have delivered a baby girl in 2002 at the age of just 16 or 17. The documents included a copy of a pregnancy scan showing 20 weeks gestation. The female claims her child was taken away from her 10 minutes after giving birth. She also alleged Epstein's former accomplice, Ghislaine, I always say her name wrong, Maxwell, oversaw the ordeal. The victim writes, she was born, I heard her cries. I saw the tiny head and the body between the doctor's hands. She was beautiful. I don't want her to be tied to Jeffrey for the rest of my life. Playing the piano well is not a good reason to think someone has good genes. Basically saying that the Epsteins were practicing eugenics with bloodlines, like the Nazis did. So that's that. The Polish prime minister believes that Jeffrey Epstein may have been a Russian spy. Some are saying Mossad. And you know I don't take Mossad lightly when I say that because I don't believe everything is. But in some cases they are. Graphic photos are showing Epstein's neck injuries now. And Andrew is now reported to the police, former Prince Andrew. And now Donald Trump is threatening to sue huge stars over Jeffrey Epstein joke at the Grammys. Now, sickening Jeffrey Epstein autopsy photos reveal staggering neck injuries. Documents show extensive neck injuries, including shattering the bone. I'm looking at it right now. That are very deep and are reminiscent of something that's quite more violent. So we could get into that all day. And we will. Melania Gates throws Bill Gates to the wolves. This is funny. I hope there's justice. Melinda Gates kicked her ex-husband to the curb over the latest Epstein files that alleged the Microsoft co-founder planned to slip his wife, Melinda Gates, antibiotics to combat sexually transmitted diseases he got from fucking underage Russian girls. The 61-year-old philanthropist who divorced Bill Gates in 2021 said that those mentioned in the documents, including her ex, have some explaining to do. During Tuesday's episode on NPR's Wild Card podcast, Melinda Gates said she felt horribly sorry for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl should ever be put in a situation that they're put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. She said, it's beyond heartbreaking. She was crying almost when I look at her. I remember those being those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages. So for me, it's personal. Hard to imagine what he must have done. Talking about Jeffrey. Here, let's see. I mean, is it like bash it? What did you do, Winnie?
I was carrying like 8 children's bags.
God
that had
damn.
a lot of books in them, and I ran into the door
Well,
frame,
that
and they all
sucks.
went.
Anyway, so what I want to do here is, we know the news. We're waiting on Iran. Navy shoots down an Iranian drone. That happened. Gunboat tried to stop a U.S. flagged tanker. That didn't go well. And another worrying shit what I want to talk about, I need to make a video on later. Investors are dumping American stocks as the United States bets everything on AI. The U.S. dollar just hit a 4-year low as the dollar has lost 10% of its value. For decades, the United States stock market has been the juggernaut on the international stage, the de facto currency globally. But for now, much longer, we're not sure. as its future looks uncertain. As the New York Times reports, investors are starting to look elsewhere as the Trump administration continues to threaten the independence of its central bank, start a trade war with Europe, and implement self-conflicting monetary policies. As a result of it all, the U.S. dollar continues to weaken, making foreign investments in Europe and Asia more lucrative. Meanwhile, Wall Street continues to make enormous bets on artificial intelligence, a very risky gambit, as the tech companies still have plenty to prove and a return still appears many years out. The AI boom has sent tech companies' valuations soaring. The Magnificent Seven, Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla now account for over a third of the entire S&P 500, with experts warning that the industry could be propping up a rough-looking U.S. economy. So approximately 1/3 of the entire S&P 500 is propped up by 7 goddamn companies. The International Monetary Fund, which fuck those idiots, warned that a weakening hype surrounding AI could be among the biggest risks to global economic growth. Now, here's my issue with this. In this particular case, I generally do not agree with anything that these fuckfaces say. But when it comes to AI, we're looking at a double whammy here with jobs going to AI, not enough money for people to buy the products they're producing and shipping, and then also a heavily one-sided economy based on robotics and AI involvement. I'm not against robotics, and I'm not against self-driving vehicles or anything like that, using self-flying drones with waypoint situations on them and things like that for transport. What I am against is the making a cheap, shitty fuck bag of a product given to the people that'll break for the highest cost possible, propped up by central bank digital currency or some type of digital finance that goes to us that we have stipulations for. And when I mean stipulations for, I don't want to have to act in a certain way in order to have that happen. I don't want to have to police my speech in order to get some... Thank you, the Chaz. I don't want to have to police my speech. I don't want to be watched by cameras. Thank you, the Chaz. Everywhere I go, flock camera systems. I don't want the government making files on me. Whether you like ICE or not, I don't want the government coming door to door just in case. Fuck you, asshole. Why the fuck do you think that's a good idea? What's the point of having a constitution then? If you're just going to say, well, you might have an illegal alien in your home. Well, I don't, and you'll have to take my word for it. And if some people fall through the cracks, that's what's happening. Thailand, I would like to see Vietnam. I lived in Australia twice. That's a good place. So let's say there's 22 million illegals in America. And if we get 16 million out, and then the liberals take over and we stop doing it, I'm fine with that. All right, this doesn't have to be a fucking balls deep situation. We're supposed to start with the criminals, get everybody else out, and then the left behinds, we can make a system and find a way to make them a permanent resident, right? We don't have to go balls deep into it. At the same time, like the AI situation's not good, man. You got to understand here. The AI situation is not good for America. Look what's happening with YouTube. Look what's happening with TikTok. Look what's happening with AI. What are you getting? Mistakes. Mistakes. Right? So like for TikTok, for instance. TikTok hired 400 moderators to train the AI. They were hard left wing. TikTok fired all of them, and now the AI is them. So look what YouTube's doing. You can use AI, but you can't use AI. Well, what the fuck is it? 20% chance of extinction if we didn't achieve it. It said 80. Holy fuck. And so my whole thing is they're in a mad dash to make AI. Mad dash to get everything going with AI. Ramp it up so it's the top shit. But there's no fucking money for everybody. And if you take all the jobs from people and there's no way to gain, how are you going to give money to people to buy the shit being produced by robotics and AI? So I already know how this is going to work. By 2030, half your jobs will be gone to robotics and AI. And there's not going to be a social safety net for you yet. There's not. So by 2030, half your jobs will be gone. And the government will say, well, work harder. They won't even introduce that yet. They won't introduce universal till 2 or 3 presidents from now. So once they get AI going, they'll have robotics. Everything will be self-driving, all the self-producing, all the cars, or all the jobs, or half the jobs will be gone. And they'll say, well, how am I supposed to eat? And they'll say, work harder. And you'll say, I can't work harder because the jobs are gone. We'll do something else. And they'll just keep taking profits and they'll leave you high and dry because they want you to die. They want you to be a serf. They want you to get used to having less. The conditioning of this is sickening. And they're already conditioning. Well, I'm lucky to see a movie. Back in 1995, you weren't lucky to see a movie. It was a matter of course that you saw a movie. Right? So it wasn't difficult. You know, well, I want some Jordans. Well, they were $68. Yes, you made less money, but at the same time, it wasn't that fucking bad. Now it's, well, I'm lucky to eat out. Eating out was just a normal thing. Every movie you saw, they were eating at a diner. You know why? Because it was fucking $7.95 for the whole meal. You could go out there and you could get something to eat. It wasn't a big deal back then. You could fill up your car. It wasn't a big deal. Hey, dude, come by and pick me up. $5 for gas money. Well, you picked him up because $5 in gas money was 2/3 of a tank of gas. So you pick the guy up, take him out for a pack of cigarettes, take him back to his house. Well, you filled up and you could drive for 4 days with it. Now, what is it? $46 to fill up? Well, it's a luxury I can fill up. That's not a luxury. That's just real life. They're getting you conditioned to live with less so they can have you living in a shitty apartment, eating Soylent Green, barely having any luxury, jerking off and being online, which, by the way, that's another kink in their plan, is people don't want to be online anymore. The younger generation is taking off of it. Thank God. They're like, yeah, this is getting boring, dude. The dopamine fucking cycle, it's wearing out on people. And all these social media companies are doing everything they can, and people are just tuning it out. They don't want to be on it anymore. And I don't blame them. I watch TikTok sometime. I watch YouTube. Because of the AI and algorithms, it's not fun. It was fun before you started introducing this. Now it's just robotic bullshit. AI ads, it is so fucking garbage. The AI have you ever asked AI questions? It thinks it knows you. It doesn't. But you're having suggested content on YouTube. It's terrible. It's terrible. Desuggesting long-form content. First of all, I'm going to give everybody a lesson when it comes to social media. I've been off and on social media for 16 years. Okay? So here's the game. First of all, people don't want to watch a 30-minute or an hour-long video. Enforcing, this all started with Susan Wojcicki. Well, we want the longer videos, 20 and 30-minute videos. People want to do that at nighttime when they're in bed, but they generally don't want to do that except when they put it on YouTube, long-form content on their television. So me and the kids will watch a video of Cub Scouts or whatever. Or we'll watch Danny Gonzalez or Curtis Connor or whatever the fuck it is. And we can sit there for a 22-minute video because we're sitting there at our in TV format. When we're on our phones, we don't want long 31-minute videos. You know what I'm saying? What we want is snappy, quick content, but we don't want AI bullshit unless it's certain kinds of AI. I don't want to hear Reddit. Well, I sometimes do. How do I put this? I want personality, and when I do see AI slop, I want it to be certain things, nostalgic, that takes me back, that gives me a good feeling and a memory. I'm sick of hearing about Nietzsche's quotes. I can put that in there, but I'll look up a video about that. I don't want YouTube to kill long form content. But I don't want every video to be only because of engagement. Well, you have to watch it 37 minutes. Do you know how many motherfuckers on YouTube purposely make their videos long so it's algorithmically friendly? That's retarded. They'll take something that's 2 minutes of explanation and they'll drag it out for 14 fucking minutes. And so what they do is they'll start out with the problem. Oh, you're watching this YouTube video? Here's what it is. But then they'll give you 6 minutes of history behind the problem and who did it and why it's relevant. We don't need that. I know who did it and I know why it's relevant. So what happens is, and this is on news too, I find myself clicking on a video, watching 45 seconds in, literally taking the cursor, skipping fucking 7 minutes of the video, and then getting into it to where the point is. Watching that 3 minutes at the end, thumbs upping and leaving. Because I literally didn't need that 7 fucking minutes of the 11-minute video. I already came to something. We're not all novices. We're not all beginners. Most of us, when we click, oh, the Roman Empire, I have no idea what that is. Never heard of the Roman Empire before. Duh! Clicking on it like it's the first time. The reason I looked up the Roman Empire is because I know something about it, just not as much as an expert. So I clicked on it to get some more insight onto something I already know a little bit about. I don't need you to drag me through like everything's a third grade education class. That all came from fucking Susan Wojcicki on this platform here on YouTube, where she was like, we want everything to be learning and information. Yes, but I'm not a third grader. I went to grad school. I can skip through most of the bullshit because I learned it already. And most other people did also. We're watching it in college mostly. So because of that, we don't all need to be educated too. We're here, we serve food here, sir. We're here for fucking not education. We're here for fucking entertainment. Back in the day, social media used to be entertainment first. I'm a monk. Oh, hell yeah, what's up, America? It used to be entertainment first, learning and education center, documentary after the fact, then dark content, right? So you would have Vines to the front, funny ass bullshit, heavy personality people, followed by the news and shit that takes a little more time to explain. But the Vine type shit and music was pushed. The secondary stuff was like news shit I talk about. The stuff like movie trailers and stuff like that, unless you looked it up. Then under that was long form content like documentaries. And then after that, you'd have to dig for people like Ricardo Milos flapping his dick at somebody. And it was like adult themed content, right? That was the stratification of social media for the most part, is certain things like, I have something, before I get into the Epstein files, I might turn it off and turn it back on under a different name, by the way. I want everybody to go watch a 20-minute video of Vines. Old Vines from like 2016 or whenever it was good, right? I want you to go back and watch a 20-minute thing of that. And then I want you to see that type of snappy humor that you don't get anymore. Everything's some long, drawn-out drivel just to get people to have more watch time so they don't lose their monetization. And it gets old and sickening. It really is. It's old and sickening, and we need to have a revitalization. But as long as you have too long form and too much AI bullshit. But nobody likes shorts, but if they get billions of views, it's fantastic. Everybody hates shorts, but everybody watches it when they're on here. Golden age of manufacturing is in retreat, as the golden age of Donald Trump's bringing jobs back to America has not materialized, as it actually shows more jobs are fleeing the United States than ever before, and there are less American workers than the golden age of America was promised. Builders are now pushing Trump to build homes or to have homes built by deregulation to lower prices. Mike Johnson jumps aboard rigged election bandwagon, saying he can prove it. We'll see. Homeland Security is now targeting Americans, and there's now an unprecedented level of anti-Semitism throughout the United States and Europe, as the world seems to be turning on Israel, including Christian supporters. By the way, 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil is on the way to Houston, Texas right now. So that should lower gas prices, right, once they refine that. So I'm going to say in about 3 months, we're going to have 50 million barrels of stolen oil. Take it easy, Ruthie. Thank you for being here. So that's fantastic. TMZ gets alleged ransom note for Virginia Guthrie's mom that went missing. They're saying she was kidnapped. I told you about ICE drawing weapons on protesters. You can see that on my TikTok channel. And Connecticut town is being plagued by a nonstop humming that won't stop driving people fucking insane. Melania, man, Breitbart really does suck Trump's dick, don't they? After an impressive $1 million Monday box office haul, which that's nothing, Amazon, MGM expanding Melania to 200 more theaters.
I thought they took it out of all of them.
They did, but Donald Trump bitched about it, and so they put it in limited. And so since they gamed the system and made him $1 million, they're forced into it. Now it's going to be at 200 theaters nobody will watch it at. Because after impressive, yes, data centers are pieces of shit. White House torches leftist celebrities. Who cares? Donald Trump signs the bill to end the government shutdown. Trump demands $1 billion from anti-Semitic Harvard University. Fuck Harvard University as well, by the way. They can suck my ass. By the way, the Obama Library looks like a fucking... what the fuck is that shit? Anybody seen the Obama Library? Man, we should drive up to Chicago and see it, honey. Have you seen that fucking thing? Like, I don't know. It looks like a fucking brain-damaged chimp put it together. Here, let me show you this fucking thing. Good God Almighty.
You talking like the exterior of it?
Yeah, oh man, it is fucking awful. They can't even make it look good. Like, if you look at it on Google, they have a nice picture of it, or try to. Here, I'll just show you. Here's from Google's.
That looks like a fucking old building.
It looks just like a chunky piece of shit.
Yeah.
It looks like garbage. Oh, the Obama Library looks like fucking dumbass bullshit. It looks like some brutalist fucking nightmare. I wouldn't take a shit on that. It's not good. That looks horrifying. I don't know what that is. The Obama Library in Chicago, good God Almighty. If you see that thing, that is terrible. Then we have anti-ICE protesters funded by potential China-linked communist groups. Pro-ICE ads appearing in San Francisco. And Dwayne Johnson's daughter says, fuck ICE and entire Trump administration. Billie Eilish says that nobody is illegal on stolen land. Then several native tribes tell her to give her property over to the native tribes or welcome immigrants onto her property. Billie Eilish refuses to respond. Surprise, surprise. And left-leaning pro-life groups are pouring $3.2 million into the Iowa midterms. U.S. aircraft carrier shoots down a drone over the Arabian Sea, and Iran confirms 139 foreign nationals have been arrested. Portuguese populist vows to defeat socialism as fake conservatives back leftist candidates. By the way, Costa Rica's government has now turned to right-wing once again, and it looks like the world is turning on left-wing politics because they all suck. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to turn this off for just a second, and then I'm going to get into the Epstein files on another live stream for about a half hour. What time is it? Just enough time to shave. And then we'll be back tomorrow. So real quick, if you can, please subscribe. Subscribe here to my channel. Also follow me on TikTok, Sup America 2, and of course, Sup America. Sup America's got like 78,000 followers almost. Sup America 2's got what, 18, 19,000 almost. This follow here because this one's got 18,500. So not bad. We're doing okay here. I did get banned at 330,000 over on TikTok. Of course, they don't respond to me. Probably because they did once. Well, they told me twice to fuck myself, actually. So whatever. They suck my dick. And then I'm going to turn this off and put another Epstein file live stream and then do that for a little while. And I'm going to, we're going to read the Epstein files and show some of the images together as a family. And hopefully I don't have massive seizures because I am really having trouble here. I need to lose some fucking weight or go see a neurologist. And 10 men are charged over raping a boy at a party in France. Yes, 10 men were arrested for raping a 7-year-old boy in France. So I'll be back. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the gifts and all that. Cash App and Venmo down at the bottom of the screen, and subscribe here. And if you don't like me, block me and go fuck yourself. I'll put